He regards himself as a hands-on trainer. He mucks the stalls with his grooms. He goes to the sea with his horses, and pays personal attention to the well-being of the horses under his care. He is trainer Anthony Smith, a dedicated conditioner, who has committed the majority of his adult life to caring for horses. Smith shares his lifetime narrative with QuickGallop.com, and its YouTube channel, The Quick Galloper.
Tell us about Anthony Smith, the racehorse trainer.
Okay. Well, as a trainer, because of my introduction to the thing, you know, because the way I've learned the racing, it makes me actually get into it from a stage where a lot of people don't approach it. I try to be involved in all aspects of the thing, you know. If my horses go to the sea, I'm actually there with them most of the time, you know. If I like to get into my stalls and things, and some grooms don't like that because that's the only way still you can see if your thing is properly done, you know. So I like to get into my stalls. I like to take my horses to the pool sometime, and I even take them to the track when it's possible. So I actually help the grooms to balance out whatever we're doing, you know, because it's a coordination that really makes the work easier for all of us.
Mm-hmm. Why so you would say you're a hands-on trainer?
Yes, that's what I am, you know.
Why that approach? That's the way you learned it?
Yeah, that's the way I learned it, you know, because I always have to be looking after my horses from the offset when I was just visiting my brethren at the stable, from the time when I probably owned my first horse to the times when I was really an assistant trainer, owner trainer. So, you know, you have to contribute to the thing to make it easier, and that, you know, kind of help with the cost factor too, because, you know, you want your horses to be well looked after, so you find the time to go out into the fields to help and get, you know, the extra little touch of Medina or BM or whatever they might need, you know. So, you know, I would find myself into the sawdust shop to actually getting in the bedding that would make them comfortable, because, you know, a comfortable horse, you know, is a happy horse, you know. So yeah, that's how I approach it still.
Who were you apprenticed to?
Well, you know, I've been with different apprentice masters over the time. I've been with George Kinghorn, I've been with Ivan Smith, you know, who incidentally has the same name as my father, and a lot of people used to think that he was really my real, you know, dad, you know. And I've been with Wallace Nickel. At least, you know, I was with Wallace Nickel until he died. You know, we used to be at the stable where Fitzgerald Richards is now, you know, and after Wallace died, they actually gave the stable to Neville Cousley and Everall Fullington, you know. So I've been with all of them. I've been with Bonnie Vincent, you know, as far as I can remember. I think those are the trainers that I've been apprenticed to.
When did you get your trainer's license?
I think it's a batch of 2000, 2001, and I'm not remembering the exact year, 2000 or 2001, you know. I came out with people like the White Chin, you know, Howard Jagai, you know, Robert Darby Jr., you know, Lance Richards, you know, and quite a few other people, you know. I think Donovan Bruce was there. You know, quite a few, because that was quite a big batch of trainers still, you know. So that's my group of trainers that I really graduated with still.
And how has the journey been so far for you?
Well, it's, you know, being with horses is not really a smooth road all the time, you know. You know, it's how you can persevere with the ups and downs, you know. But I must be said, I am grateful, you know. I haven't been at the worst, you know. You know, good things has happened for me, and I have met people in my journey who has been good to me. So, you know, I tend to use the disappointments as good, you know, because disappointment were good for them that fear the Lord, you know. So that's my approach to the things too.
And what has been the highlight of your career so far?
The highlight is that, you know, I was able to take horses that people thought were spent shell, and I've been able to restore them to winning conditions. But I think if I should think back really, you know, as a small trainer, I am one of the few trainers who had actually had a double and a diamond mile day. So that's one of my high points still. You know, I've had quite a few doubles, but on a big stage like the diamond mile day, I actually had a double on that day. So
approximately how many winners you would have saddled since you got your license?
Well, you know, again, I should have a more precise number on that, but I am really not so sure. But I think I'm heading from a century now. Yeah, I think I'm heading in that direction still.
Let's go back a little bit and tell us how you got introduced to horse racing, because you're a senior man and you would have got your license at a more mature stage.
Yeah.
You know, tell us how it all started for you, your love for horse racing.
Okay, well, animals in a whole, you know, has always been a part of me. Like it's a tradition, because I remember my father is in St. James, right? And when I was growing up, still, you know, I used to see my father. He's a hard-working man, farmer kind of man, but he has animals too, cow and thing. And I remember one time my father gave me a cow, and I put it on a truck from Montego Bay and bring it to Kingston. And that way I was able to have milk, you know, for my kids them. I remember, even though the space was kind of, you know, small to work with, but I was able to raise cows in my environment, a place near to Papine where I actually live in about 76 or so. You know, we used to be down in Kingston, and you know, things kind of eat up through politics and all of that. So we went into that space, a space named Bedward Pasture era. And I had cows, you know, different cows, you know, Rambling Rose, you know, some nice cows, you know. But in addition to that, I also had a lot of goats, and I had sheep, and you know, so my love for animals just doesn't come from horses. Because sometimes when you talk to people about horses, all that they can see is the gambling aspect of things. They don't think that you could actually love horses, and they don't realize that people are into horses who actually don't even gamble, you know. But it's a rough game. But it started still because of a brethren of mine, George Kinghorn Jr. You know what I mean? Because we used to function as brethren in an organization as Rastafari and brethren still. And I used to visit his stable. That was in the 70s. And that's how I got introduced to the horses. When Kinghorn used to have horses like Gold Minstrel and Queen of Spade and them horses, you know what I mean? So I was there with Kinghorn for a good while, you know, late 70s going into the 80s. I was with him for quite a while until in the 90s I actually got a mare from him, you know, and a mare that he got from Mrs. Cliggott, I think, and summertime. And then after that, I acquired a horse for myself, you know, Gode and his lordship. And that's how I got started. And then after that, you know, over the years, you know, I move on to different things, because of course George Kinghorn died some time ago, and then I move on to different trainers and different things happen, you know. I went on with Ivan Simit, and there I had a horse named Firstborn, which, you know, I was Ivan Simit assistant, but naturally it's my horse, so I was actually the trainer. So I won a race with Firstborn at 1991 with a jockey named Devon A. Thomas, and incidentally I'm seeing another Firstborn that is appearing on the papers these days. I don't remember which trainer I have it. I don't know if it's Wacky Lynch or one of them on there. But Firstborn is my original horse, you know, a horse that I actually got from, I think it was Bert Tomlinson or one of them on there in them time. But yeah, that's just part of the story, you know.
Yeah. You have a small string. How many horses you have now?
I have about 6 horses right now.
All races?
No, I have a 2-year-old just coming to training, you know. And apart from that, you know, I have some races. I have one horse which is out on the beach, you know, Adara, the Bora. But the other 4 are races, you know. I have Smoking Lady, this one here, which we are just introducing to the racing for the first time. We have Wildfire, We have Rosa the Warrior, which I part own, you know, which was purchased by Mr. Dennis Smith, Mr. JPS for us, you know, through the revolving loan thing. So it's really my horse, really. But and then we also have Cure Enduro, which is Mr. Lumsden horse too. So we don't have a lot of racers, but I am like that, you know. I like to. We don't rush into people and beg for horses and things. We try to work with what we have, you know, and as we go along, you know, we leave things to evolve in their own space, you know.
As a man that has been in the business for a long time, who would have been the best horse you have trained?
There is Amanda's Goal, who I had my first official win as a trainer. There is Clever Star, that I had about 5 wins with, who was a horse that people didn't think could make it anymore. There was also El Cliente, which was kind of in a poor shape when we got him, which did pretty well for me, you know. And you know, probably the best horse, you know, is probably a horse named Dr. RSF, you know, in terms of yeah. Star was pretty good too, you know, Star and Taz. There are quite a few. I don't even know if there is a best one really, you know. We just work along with them, you know.
And from your been here, which horse would have been the best horse you see race here?
Okay, well, you asked me that question and I was privy to really take a look at your last interview with Mr. Elliott, you know, and I didn't get to see Ramesses. I can't remember seeing Ramesses, but I did see the Legal Light and the 830 and the Polka Dotsies, and you know, and more recently horses like She's a Manita. I think she's a nice horse, but I'm not so sure if I'm qualified to make that. I just see those as good horses, and I can't determine. I don't have the stats, you know, the expertise to determine which one of those horses were actually the best horses still. But I don't know. I used to see Polka Dotty carry some weight and win some races. You know, the same thing for 830, Harlequin, all of them. So I wouldn't want to make a call on that, you know.
What about jockeys?
Oh, jockeys, you know, quite a few good ones too. Quite a few good ones, you know, the Georgia Song, the Hubert Bartley, you know, but my favorite jockey is kind of Emilio Bimbo Advocate still.
How easy or how difficult it is to mix family life with racing?
Okay. Well, the good thing for me still is that at the time when I started to get involved in races, you know, I didn't have to neglect my family, because I make sure that I look after my kids, them, you know, even as a humble man, you know, and to make sure that they got what was necessary to see them through life, you know, in terms of helping them to go to school and all of that. I remember my daughter Dara said to me one time, say, "Boy, trainer, you know," and he said, "Daddy, you know, she don't call me daddy. She said chubby because the kids them are on that level with me still." Right. And she said, you know, I wanted the money from her, and she plucked out that thing and give me and she said, "You know why I gave you this?" And I said, "No, I don't have a clue." She said, "Boy, when I got called for university," and I said, "You know, it was you who plucked out the money and give me." And believe me, up to now I can't even remember when I gave her that money. So, you know, I was always there for my kids them and things. So.
And you're talking about your daughter who's a journalist.
Yeah, she's a journalist. She's probably not so much into journalism right now because she's managing some place, and I think she probably make more money from that, you know. But she still has her little show that she does. I don't know which one of the platform, because I don't follow that so much still. But that's her, yeah. You know, so but I really wasn't partial in the way that I execute my generosity to all of the kids, you know. So there is a general appreciation for that. So really, the racing, and I got some support from especially she too. She liked the racing, so sometimes she comes to the races with me. So it doesn't really affect me dealing with the horses in terms of affecting the way I relate to my family still. You know, I think they gel together perfect, you know.
Any one of them have an interest or has shown an interest in the sport?
Well, mainly Dara, because my other son, who was actually close to me along that line, got killed about 2 years ago. And my other sons, is actually living in America. They're not so much into races and things. So the only one who really shows some interest really is Dara herself, And women, they like to be there and they like to, but still, what it costs for racing, they definitely probably wouldn't use their money to invest into it. They prefer to go to something that they know it's a more certain kind of return. But I got support from her, if it's even the moral support, it helps me along still.
At this stage, is there anybody that you would, throughout the whole journey, from the 70s up till now, that you would really, want to highlight for playing a critical role in who Anthony Smith is today?
In terms of the racing?
In terms of horse racing, yes.
Okay, well, quite a few people has been good to me, But there's one particular man that, hats off to him. He has been very good to me in terms of the whole racing, And that man is a man named Dennis Smith, Mr. JPS. He has really extended things to me. He has even given me horses in the past. I don't know if it's just because I'm named Smith or me named Smith. But that man there has been very good to me. There are other people too who are close to me still, like a owner, Miss Barrett, Miss Claudette Barrett. She has helped me along, in terms of, and I've had other owners too who has been good to me, and other people who has shown me a lot of generosity and been quite helpful to me over the time. But I think Mr. Smith stands out still, horses like Jalas and Taz and even a horse named Den, I think he extended those horses to me with a minimum of say returns to him. So I'm really grateful for him, we don't have any horses for him right now except Rosa the Warrior, which still run in his name. But like I say, even though it's just him get that horse for me, so even though he's helping me to really stay, afloat in the business still.
Trainer, I want to thank you and wish you all the best going forward.
You're most welcome, sir. And I appreciate you coming, and I hope this will help to highlight our involvement and again our appreciation.
Thank you.
Respect.
Thank you for watching another video produced by the team from QuickGallop.com, YouTube channel, The Quick Galloper. Please stay on the channel for more enlightening videos on those involved in local horse racing. Please like, subscribe, and press the notification bell.